All right, so I'm just kicking back, having a cigar, and I wanted to do a proper review on some of my cigars. I wanted to wait till I've had a few of this one before I actually review it. Now, let me turn this down a bit. I'm listening to some Mark 88 beats here. I told him that I would let people know about that, but here's just what I'm doing right here. This is the aged 17 years, I believe it is. Some are 12. This is the 1990 vintage Rocky Patel, okay? And this is a really, really good cigar. I don't know what to say. If it's off burnt, it's because I lit it wrong when I relit it, but I'm about 3/4 through this one. I never have a problem with the draw. If I was going to talk about draw, I would tell you, and I don't have a problem, or I wouldn't even review the cigar. It's a box press. Churchill length is what I would call it. They're calling it, I think, 60. What is this here? On the wrapper, it's like Toro, okay? So, you know, it's 6.5 or 5.5 by 52. So, I gotta be honest, it's just, I will give this cigar, it's hard to say. I've smoked 4 of these, and honestly, I want to give it a 7. I don't give many cigars a 10. I just go from 1 to 10. I don't say, you know, well, it's, I can't tell you the flavors you're going to taste, because you're going to taste different flavors. I like this, like all my cigars, with either a real coffee that's from a coffee shop that's not got, you know, paper filters that they run the coffee through, not like just a regular truck stop, but a steel filter that lets it through, like the percolators, the old style percolators do. So a good real coffee, or a double hot chocolate. So, but I told a friend of mine I would start doing proper cigar reviews, because that's what he wanted. He didn't just want me to light one up and talk about, you know, this or that. So I said, okay, I'm gonna put these in a playlist, in with my cigars. If you're not down with cigars, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Not everybody smokes cigars. This is for the people who do, okay? So I'm going to review the ones that I have, because I have now smoked at least 4 of these, maybe 5. I think this is number 5. It's 4 or 5, and it's a really nice cigar. Somebody hands me a Rocky Patel, I'm gonna say, hey, that's kind of nice. But I'll be honest with you, I did not do a review that I should have while I was smoking this Macanudo, but I will be getting more. Man, I like a Macanudo. This was a Macanudo Inspirado, okay? I should have done a review on it while I was smoking it, but it's definitely going right here. And I'm gonna glue it on there. So that's what I do whenever I want to make sure that I get another one, is I stick them to my box like this, like it's a prescription, you know, so I can keep up, because I can't keep up, man. I'm a busy guy. So I wanted to talk about some cigars here. But I'm gonna have this one, and it's a really good cigar. Just to make sure the burn's right, I will light it again. I always light a lighter stick. I'm a bit of a purist with that. But let's see here if I can get this thing to stay lit. There we go. Without burning the place down. If you get used to it, so you don't worry about the fire, because you can suck the fire right out of that lighter and it'll all go in here. That's why they like cedar. So cedar spills. And that's the other thing too I wanted to talk about. Listen, people, you should not have to pay for cedar spills. They come in the boxes. They don't pay anything for them. And if you're paying more than a couple bucks for a box, go somewhere else and buy your boxes. If you get a good deal on the cigars at the cigar shop, that's fine. That's fine. No worries. You know, just get the cigars there. Go somewhere else, because you see all these cedar spills that I've got for lighter sticks? Every single one of these was free. They have a jar of them in there. Look. This one is in Georgia. This place happens to be in Georgia. Boss Cigars. I did a video on the place. It's a log cabin. I did another one on there. I don't know if I released it yet. I have a lot of videos. I don't know when I'll release this. Look, it's been a hard winter. I may be able to edit this into something. I may drop it once it starts to get spring, but this is how it is for me. I work. I release what I feel I can when I can, because work comes first. But yes, I'm going to have cigars, and I will be doing reviews of them. So just to cover things here, here's where I'm at. Smoking this one, okay, and I give it a 7, a solid 7. Some people would say 8 or 9. Now I'm going to talk about a couple that I have in the box, though. There's a reason for that. Oh, another tip number 2. Well, tip number 2 is it's always proper to have your own cutter. Okay, don't rely on someone else. Keep 4 or 5 of these. These are only a couple bucks a piece, and you can keep them on hand. That's the one I like, is the V-cut. That V-cut cuts a notch out of the back side of it. Okay, you just put it in there and you can't mess up. It fits right in that little divot. This is just for, I just use this side just for cutting them if I want to relight later. Some people say not to do this, you know, because it's not as flavorful, but that's not true for me. Now, I'm going to talk about a couple cigars. Alright, so this is one that I'm going to try, and I'm going to do a review on it. So, I'll take it out of the wrapper here while I'm smoking this one. But like I said, this Rocky Patel it's a great stick. It smells so good. The flavor of it's better than the smell. I like the way a Macanudo or a Quorum smells. Cuban rounds are decent. But anyway, so back to this one though. Okay, this is showing it upside down so you can read it. A Papas Fritas. Okay, these are supposed to be really good for my flavor, and I have not tried one yet. So that's one that I will be doing a review of. Let's do it like this here so you can see the lion, the crest that they want to use on this one. Okay, a Papas Fritas. So I will be doing a review on that because I have not smoked one of those before. But the guy told me, he says, for what you seem to like, he said, and you've got pretty good taste. Which the oddest thing, I like Perdomos, but I don't really care for Padrones. And a lot of people like those Padrones. They think they're a big deal because they're expensive. They're not my bag, you know. They're just not. I'm gonna leave that open for a bit because I want it to make sure it's nice and humid. And here's the other trick that I wanted to tell, other than the cutter. These right here, instead of buying an expensive humidor, these, and you can just throw as many of these Boveda packs in as you want. You know, these are all the same. They look a little different. They're all the same. Same maker, same everything. 69%. They'll keep it at 69% humidity. And it doesn't matter how many you use, it'll use only what it needs to be, and then it'll like not activate. I don't know how to describe it, but you can put all of them in there. These are actually, some of these go in another box. It's not using them. It's no big deal. Put them all in one box, but you don't have to buy an expensive humidor. You can have a nice humidor, and you can have the gauge on there. I will put a gauge in the humidor I'm building in the back. I'm building a humidor, and a radio and all that for that back part of my truck. But back to cigars here. I wanted to show a few of these that I have, because these are some odd ones, and they're next, and they're coming up. Now, the Leaf by Oscar, everybody's been raving about this, okay? And the Leaf by Oscar, okay, has been one that everyone's talked about, and I have not tried yet, okay? That'll be next. And then I'm going to do a proper review. Like I said, I'm going to take this one all the way to the next third. Got to make sure it's lit here, but I'll be doing a proper review though of a Perdomo, and that's this label right here. I'm definitely going to put one of those on my box here, so that you can see what a Perdomo is. Perdomo Fresco. These are real good. These are one of my go-tos. But man, I like a Macanudo. I'm telling you, Macanudo seems, I don't know if that's my favorite now. I'll be honest with you. Somewhere between a Macanudo and a Perdomo. So if you're looking to get a really good cigar, you can't go wrong with a Macanudo. And I'll even smoke a Macanudo that's a Macanudo. I just hit the button to clear it up here to zoom in the right depth. But I'll even smoke a Macanudo that's a Connecticut wrapper. You know, it doesn't have to be dark. Inspirados were good. A Connecticut leaf wrapper Macanudo is just a really good cigar. I will be doing the leaf by Oscar. It's wrapped in a leaf is why it looks like that. It's supposed to look like that. And now here's the thing. Let me show you a little something, and then we'll play some music and smoke a cigar. This is the biggest ring gauge cigar that I know of that they have. It's got a black cap. I'll take it out and show it to you, but it is a La Rosa de Santiago. La Rosa de Santiago. Okay, let's take this beast out of the wrapper. This one, I'm gonna have to think of what is a special occasion that you could even think of for a cigar this massive. I mean, it's a all-night smoke, man. I'm not even gonna recut this and relight it, but it really, I've seen them that are, you know, very expensive cigars that are sealed in wax, and quite honestly, this should be one of them. Sorry about the blurred view whenever I zoom out and stuff, but I'll zoom back in a second. I want to show you the cap. This thing is wrapped with a ribbon on the end of it. This is crazy, right? Isn't that crazy? How much attention they paid, and then look at how it's two different leaves. I'm gonna have to zoom on this. I want you to see this pattern that they wove into. Okay, the actual cigar itself, and you see it's got a nice cut. Oh my God, it smells like Red Man Plug, that plug. I don't care for tobacco that's chewing tobacco, but Red Man Plug, the plug itself is so sweet. And that's what this is. It's like a sweet smell. That's unbelievable. I'm really, I wish I could be trying this right now, but I have other things to take care of to be smoking a cigar this big. But I will show this, okay? All right. So, and it's got a cap on the end of it that's black. Okay, the way it's wrapped. You don't want to cut below the edge of the cap. You just want to bear. And honestly, my cutter, you see, I may have to use a blade on this because of the size, the ring gauge of it being the biggest. Well, I don't know about the biggest, but it's a bigger ring gauge. So this is, it says hecho a mano, that's made by hand. Estel, Nicaragua, in Nicaragua. So, Estel, Nicaragua, hecho a mano, made by hand. La Rosa de San Diego. So, this one, like I said, I will be reviewing soon enough. Okay, and it looks like part of that came across here. Okay, if you could see. The pattern, look at the pattern in this thing here. I'll try to zoom like this. This is about the right size here. The pattern, the way it's woven, they candy caned a cigar. I don't know what to say with that. That X pattern, the different tobacco leaves. Looks like a double Maduro, a Connecticut woven. That's crazy, right? And it's wrapped, the cap is wrapped with a ribbon. So that's really that's gonna be a good cigar. I promise you, you smell one of these, it's so sweet. You'll understand what I'm talking about. No other cigar smells like that. No other cigar smells like that. So I can't wait to get into that. I've just got to find the right occasion. Maybe the good end of a good week. But I'll tell you, it's definitely one of the nicer ones. And I don't know to tell you to buy one yet. I can't tell you, is it something you'd want to smoke yet? I'll be honest. But I don't think I'm going to have any problem with it. I really don't. It smells too sweet. So, for anyone looking for something different to try, I say go for it. I mean, what do you got to lose? Nothing beats a fail but a try. That's what a friend of mine said. So, yeah. It's a little difficult to rewrap. It smells so sweet though. That's crazy. You have to just about take it out of the wrapper to smell the end of it. So, just having a cigar and that's no mediocre. Mark 88 Beats. He made that. He's an Olympic javelin thrower. And you can put out a lighter stick by lighting your cigar, and you don't have to worry about it, So, I'll tell you, it's a really good stick. Tempted to give it an 8, but I'm thinking maybe it's just because it's the end of a hard day and it's worth it. That's part of my problem. Is sometimes it's your mood that gives you a good rating on a cigar. It's hard to be honest, but I will tell you, I will never turn one of these down. But like I was saying, Perdomo is right up there, one of my favorites. That's my go-to. But I think Macanudo, this was a Macanudo Inspirado, and Macanudo is right up there. And then this one being the Leaf by Oscar, I will be trying it, and I'm going to be doing a review on it. Let's see, make sure this is clear. But this guy here, he's a current Olympic javelin thrower, and he's gonna be competing over in Europe. And I'll get you a link to his. He's got a Instagram, and he's got the YouTube channel, and he told me to use the beats and help him out. I like, hey, I'll send people there, just kind of cool. Can play that and not worry about any kind of a copyright infringement or anything like that, because he's got my back and wanted me to put them on. And I recommend one of these. Walmart. Rather than spending a lot of money on a cigar ashtray, check it out. Walmart, couple bucks. The center one, made for it. So it's all in what you want to do, but that center notch right there is a bigger one for a cigar. This is a cigar ashtray. Anybody tells me it's not, I'll argue with them. So yeah, just chilling out, and at the end of my day, it's what I like to do, is have a cigar. And in the morning, I like to have a nice light one, depending on my day. You don't really want to inhale but to be honest, you're smelling the smoke anyways. But it will relax you at the end of the day. But I don't want to feel in any way tired, so I don't like to smoke a what you would call full-bodied or a Maduro like this one is, or even double Maduro wrapper. I try to stay with the lighter colored Connecticut's, like this tan of this wrapper. But that thing is going to be crazy. I don't know what to say or when I'm going to do it. I don't know how much memory I have on this, on my card right now, but I'm telling you, this cigar, let's give it a 7.5. I don't usually give halves, but it's somewhere between 7 and 8. I'll give it a 7.5. Still, all day long though, best cigar. Outside of having smoked the leaf, that one or this one, I would say Macanudo. And I would say get a Connecticut wrapper, a light colored wrapper. So for anybody that wants to get into cigars, there's lots of them out there that you can try. I'm just giving you what I've smoked. I'm not crazy about the Alec Bradley, but I put it up here because I would smoke one again. It is what it is. The Quorum, I don't like the Maduro, but I do like the regular one, the Connecticut wrapper, which is the lightest wrapper they have. It's good. Believe it or not, I don't really like Connecticut's, but I like the Quorum Connecticut, but I don't like their Maduro. Brick House, it's an okay smoke. The Cuban Rounds, A+. And the Romeo y Julieta from Cuba, that's a pretty good cigar. Like they say, it's like grass and hay. If I was giving flavor to this one right here, I would say it has some leather to it. It has a little bit of, well, I have to get it really relit again. They go out. A good cigar will go out. And I'm sitting here describing things, and of course there it goes, you know. But and this is Harsh Days coming up by Mark 88 Beats. So I'm just chilling back, listening to some tunes. Of course you're going to smell the cedar come through from where you lit it, you know. Yeah. It's not a sweet cigar. It's like I said, more of a leather. It's definitely an after dinner cigar. And sometimes I cleanse my palate with water, you know, and Rocky Patel, it's right up there with the best of the ones I've had. Like I said, I've smoked, I believe this is the fourth or fifth, and you know, anything imported, you're hard pressed to find anything wrong with them. They do, like a Cuban cigar. Cuba's where they started, and then there was the embargo, and the same families that were there in Cuba moved to other countries. Now they're in Nicaragua, and they took their seed with them. They just split with the seed. So it's, the dirt is a little bit different, but the blends are a little bit different, but it's basically, it's the same. You're going to taste more grass and hay because the way they, you know, grow the tobacco in Cuba, more of a grass and hay type of a taste in your mouth, but it's not a bland taste. It's not a bad taste. And they're all, anything imported is a really good cigar. I'm just going to be honest with you. And they buy other makers' blends, and you can get Cuban seed tobacco that's, that you can buy here. You can buy other ones that say they're Cuban. You got to watch out for fake Cubans. But if you go down to Miami, every gas station down there will have good cigars. And but most of the manufacturers, it's just the forbidden fruit coming from Cuba. I'm just telling you, anything imported, like Nicaragua, Dominican Republic is phenomenal. Nicaragua's phenomenal. Wow, where do I start? Anything imported. But this is a really good smoke. It's just a really nice smelling one. And if you have a problem with somebody that doesn't like the smell of your cigar, you can get air filters from Walmart. They have a plug-in one that is an ionizer also. They have oil lamps that are by Lamperger that burn an oil, and you light them, they light up, and then you blow them out. All the more expensive, higher end boutique selling, cigar smokehouses is what I call them. All of the higher end cigar with walk-in humidors, the cigar sales stores will basically have something like that in there, in their smoking room. But you don't want to smoke. They won't let you smoke in the humidor. Don't bring one because that taints the flavor of the other ones. So you can get a Lamperger. Those are kind of expensive, and then you buy the oil for them. Don't buy a imitation one. Don't try to make your own oil. It'll cause a fire. You'll have a problem. But they have flavored smells, and you may like them because in France a long time ago, a guy invented those things because his family was having a problem with, maybe it was mold issues, but for some reason sicknesses, and he started buying that, and then his wife started selling them to all of her friends, and it helped them stay healthy and all this other stuff. And he was a chemist. He was trying to figure out something just for his family, and he did that. Invented them. He invented the oil. Then she said, hey, can you make it smell like something? So they went further, and now they have cherry flavored. The orange is one a lot of people like. You can go into a cigar shop today, and you can smell the places that have those Lampergers for sale. You can smell all the fragrances. You can try them out. And those, somehow the oils, when they burn, attach to the smell of cigars, and he could smoke in his parlor, and it wouldn't bother his wife. So that was the other thing he was looking for. But he was a chemist. His brother was a chemist. It's like you're talking about a couple hundred years worth of trial and error, I guess, or 100, 150 now, of trial and error. They've come out with really good flavor smelling oils, scented oils that burn in those things. But in the time that he spent, he created a whole company around it, and it came up with a good thing. So it kills mold, it does all kinds of stuff. So you might check out the Lamperger, and you might check out the oils that they have, especially if you are a cigar smoker and someone else doesn't want to smell that smoke. In a truck, you'd want to make sure you put it out, but you light it first, and then it's like a stone that keeps lighting. I'll have to do a review on one of those, but that way you can get away with smoking cigars where other people may not like it. This is a really good cigar. I do not know what to say except for they know what they're doing over there. Like I was saying, they take a lot of pride in their work. This is an ugly looking wrapper because it's wrapped in a leaf, but like Cubans stand on their own. You can tell a Cuban cigar, they stand on their own. They're long filler, so if you cut one open, it would be long leaf tobacco. That's how you can tell one. It'd be an expensive way to check one out, but and then but if you're buying a whole box, it's worth it to cut it open, see what you're getting. But long leaf tobacco, stands on its own, and in Cuba they don't use these plastic wrappers. And that's just a matter of preference. I open up the ends of them, and these packets work better to make them make the humidity in them come up. You want these to be really humid at 69 so that they smoke better. And you have to keep them that way, or you might get if there's any bugs in them, they could actually hatch or whatever, a certain temperature stuff. So you keep them humid. You won't have any problems with your cigars buying these packets. And if they feel cool to the touch, they're still good. You know, I've got more than I need in this box, and I was going to make another humidor for the back. So you don't have to buy any machine to have a humidor. This is your humidor, like I said. I hope this is a proper cigar review. I just don't know what else to say except that I'm almost halfway done with this cigar, and it's phenomenal. It just makes my day. I hope it's making your day. If you have a cigar, hey, smoke one with me right now. You know, that's what I'm doing. This is how my day goes. And I know that there's pipe tobacco smokers out there. I have some cherry tobacco that I have not tried a pipe other than a small sample of the cherry tobacco in a corncob pipe. I need to buy a proper pipe, but I don't know that I like smoking the cherry tobacco, but I really like the smell of it, if that makes any sense at all. I like someone to be smoking cherry tobacco in the room while I'm smoking a cigar, if that tells you anything. It's really good. But this is a beast right here. That's a monster. Look at how big it is, you know. That's a man's cigar right there, no doubt. And that cap, I'm gonna have to cut that with a pocket knife and notch it. And I didn't want to go live just to be smoking some cigars. I want to do a few independent reviews of these cigars. And I will put the link up to the beats I'm listening to Mark 88. Mark, I appreciate you putting these together too.
Majority of the U.S. companies are expanding globally to increase revenues due to a different.
Oh, my bad. This is a really good cigar. It just puts you in a relaxing mood. I like the smell of it. I like oak wood. I've got to get some oak spills instead of just cedar spills to light them with. I will get some more Macanudos. Phenomenal stick. I'm going to let you go with this right here, because I've shown the cigars I'm going to review. I will be getting some more. Like I said, this is 7.5 on an earthquake scale, no, the old Richter scale. But you know, everyone has different tastes. This one, like I said, it's all about the smoke for me, not the flavor as much. It's more of a smell of the smoke that I like on this one. Flavor, probably going to be this one, as sweet as it smells. And well, where'd the label go? There it is. Yeah, as far as flavor, I'm gonna say Macanudo's got it. I gotta give Macanudo 8.5 to 9. You know? So if you want to start smoking, get a Connecticut Macanudo. I hope you like my review. If you want to subscribe to my channel, most of it's about teaching mechanical stuff on trucks. Stuff I've learned over my years doing it. It's just what I do. I'm not a genius. I just had a whole bunch of stuff break and I had to change it myself. But as far as cigars, I know what I like. I can't tell you what you like, but I can tell you what I like. And I've had no problem with 4 or 5 of these, and I will get into that, and Macanudos win all day long. I'm going to take the labels I have and fill this up. So for my next video, you'll see a lot more on my prescription lid. And I have other boxes. So I will get into those. And if you want to know what kind of cherry tobacco I was talking about, this right here, Z50 Black Cordial. Black Cordial, like cordial cherries. I will be getting a proper pipe. They're getting some in at a cigar shop that I go to, and I'll be checking them out. So with that, everybody, it's made my day. This is a good way to end the day. And long ashes to you. You know, because if you got long filler, you got long ashes. And it's time to take that. Actually, that first band's got to come off. Like right now. Can't believe I'm already that far into it. And this will definitely be going up here. Both of them. And people, I hope you are enjoying your day. With that, I'm gonna let you go. Go find you a cigar shop. A real cigar shop. Get imported cigars. Don't buy... Man, I don't want to name names and tell you what not to buy, but I'm telling you, if you are smoking right now Black and Mild, you have got to get your hands on an imported cigar, and you will know what I'm talking about. It's not flavored. It's just good tobacco. They get the flavor out of the real wrappers. So, stay safe. I'm out. Peace.